What's going on, Roller Mal? Let me know you can hear me. Let me know if you can hear me. Man, my notification sucks. You say it sounds good. All right. Man, my notification sucks. This shit sucks. So anyway, I'm about to roll with the punches. What up, Lady D? What's going on? Good evening to you. Happy Sunday to you. Calif, what's going on? Dear Go Hogs, what's going on? How y'all doing? Thank y'all for joining me this afternoon. This is gonna be it's gonna be real quick because I gotta get out and enjoy myself today. All right. But before we get into it, was researching. Y'all know I've been having a problem with my shoulder, and I've been researching. And why nobody never told me about this? This athletic tape called kinesiology, something like that. It's what it is. I know I've been seeing basketball players wear it sometimes, and I never knew what it was. And I actually got this on my shoulder, and it's actually relieving the pain in my shoulder a little bit. It's kind of dope right there. It's, this athletic tape. So when I bought some and got it on my shoulder, and feeling kind of good right now. No excruciating pain. Yeah. So worked better than the icy hot and stuff I've been putting on it. Works real well. So yeah. Anybody got joint pain, anything like that, go buy you some of that, put it on. Trust me, you'll be glad that you did. This shit works. It works. Anyway, guys, let's get right into it. So, alright, guys, y'all know I've been covering the story about this lady right here out there from Reseda to Bakersfield, Liliana Carrillo, who stabbed her, killed her children or whatnot. Well, I didn't know that there was an interview that she had, and that's what I'm here today to let y'all hear the interview that she had. And somebody sent it to me, and I was like, and listening to this lady, I was just like, whoa, this lady's nuts. I don't know what to say about it, but I want y'all to have a listen, and if y'all have any thoughts of what y'all going to hear, I would love to see y'all share it in the chat room. But this is this is crazy. People do shit like this and really don't have no remorse for what they do, or really don't take no accountability for the stuff that they do. How many of y'all got people in your family or friends that you was cool with? Every time something goes on, it's never their fault. It's always somebody else's fault. How many of y'all been around people like that, and they do stuff, but it's always somebody else's fault. They always got an excuse as to why they did it, or they always changing up the story as to why they did this, that, and other, like changing up the story is gonna help the reason why you did it. You know, I mean, how many of y'all just been around people like that? You know, so it just baffles me. You got people like that. It's always an excuse, and it's always somebody else's fault. All right, and I don't see how anybody can make you do anything. You ain't got a gun to your head, but that's just me. Maybe I'm thinking wrong or whatnot. You know. But anyway, guys, thank you for joining. Let's listen to what this woman got to say. Let me shout y'all out real quick. What's up, Spirit Seeker? How you doing, dear? My man UFO in a bit. What's going on, bro? Calif. Oh, you changed it? You came in on another account? Okay, cool. Get the thumbs up and let's get into it. Let's listen to this woman.
My name is Liliana Carrillo.
And Liliana, I'm sorry, may I ask one more question if it's okay? If you could just lower the mask like that. Do you feel comfortable doing that?
Can I do that?
You're 6 feet away from each other, I think. And would you mind spelling your full name?
It's Liliana, Liliana Carrillo, C-A.
I don't know if y'all can hear it. It's kind of low on my end. I don't know if y'all can hear it or not.
Tell me about yourself.
Well, I was a mom up until recently. I've always been a person who's basically been for helping people. I used to travel California advocating against human trafficking.
I'm trying to turn it up as much as I can because it's real low. It's real low.
Warrior, equal rights, and human rights activist. I've always been very vocal about basically a lot of the things.
Yeah, it's real low. It's real low.
Challenging upbringing. My mom.
Let me see if I can find it somewhere else where they got better audio because it's real low. It's real low. So hold on, guys. Let me
Ungrateful daughter.
Let me see if I can find it somewhere else.
She was a tough mom and a sensitive person, and I didn't agree with like a lot of things, and so we never really met eye to eye all the time, and so I'm a Taurus, and so I was very stubborn, and I actually removed myself from my family at a very young age as a result of basically like disagreeing with a lot of things, and as a result I found myself where I am now, I guess, in the long run. I met the father of my kids when my grandmother her health was failing, and I was not talking to my family at that time, and he knew that when we met. I was his Uber driver. We had like about a 45-minute drive. We talked about our lives. He told me about like his failing relationship.
I did it as softly, or I don't know how to explain it, but I hugged them and I kissed them and I was apologizing the whole time. I love my kids.
Well, the reason that I'm doing this interview is because I believe that my children were already groomed, and I was being groomed as well. And,
hold on, guys. Try to see if I can find a better one for y'all.
Targeted because of the work that I had done, and I was a very impactful communicator and leader, and so I think that basically he took advantage of me being in a very sad place, and my children were showing signs of grooming, and my daughter was vocalizing that she was hurting down below, and it wasn't the first time. And I went through every avenue that I should have.
But in the meantime, for those who not hearing it, for what I'm hearing now, this is where she's blaming the dad. She claiming that the little girl came to her and said she was hurting down in her private part. She tried to make it seem like that the dad was grooming them. He was sexual molesting them, and this, that, the third, so that's what she's getting at right now. But hold on, let me see if I can work my magic and find a better one somewhere. Or if anybody got a better one, they got an audio, please email it to me. Wait a minute, let me see this. Hold on, let me see. Let me see if I can find y'all a better one. Okay, I think I found one on YouTube, but I don't think this is the whole interview. Let me see. Damn, I hate that, man. I hate that. Because I want to hear everything she got to say. I don't want to hear no snippet. I want to hear everything she got to say.
And now to a KG.
Okay, look like this a bit audio, so let me see if I can get this for y'all and let y'all hear, I guess, some of the stuff that she said. But if anybody got the full one, or you know what, I can find the full interview yet with better audio, let me know in the chat room, and I'll give you my email and let you email it to me. So let me get this for y'all real quick. And put that on the videos. Put that right there. Alright guys, I'm gonna let this play and I'm still be searching for a better one if I can find it. So this is the one I found on YouTube. Okay, it's gonna open. Okay, they didn't open for some reason. Let me try it again. Okay, there we go.
And now to a KGET exclusive. The suspect in a horrific Los Angeles murder admits to 17 News she killed her 3 children. During a one-on-one interview at the Lerdo jail facility this afternoon, Liliana Carrillo made the confession to 17's Eytan Wallace. Eytan is here now with more on her admission. Eytan?
Tammy, I spoke to Liliana Carrillo for nearly half an hour today, and she said she killed her children to keep them away from their father. Did you kill your children?
I did.
It's the shocking admission now making headlines around the world. Liliana Carrillo says she murdered her 3 children Saturday at this apartment complex in the San Fernando Valley.
I drowned them. I did it as softly, or I don't know how to explain it, but I hugged them and I kissed them and I was apologizing the whole time. I love my kids.
During the emotional one-on-one interview in both English and Spanish at the Lerdo Kern County Jail Facility, Carrillo broke down in tears, saying she drowned her children to protect them from their father, with whom she was in a bitter custody dispute. She alleged he was involved in human trafficking.
I don't want them to be further abused. I love my kids. Like I said, I wish that this didn't have to be the case, but I wasn't going to allow. I promised to protect them.
So let me get this straight. So you feel like your children was being or you feel like he was involved in human trafficking. So in order for you to save your children, you thought it was best to kill them. That don't make any sense to me. All right. Maybe that makes sense to psychos, but it doesn't make sense to me. You know, you thought the best thing to do was to kill your children, to save them from a man that you got pregnant by. Okay, what am I doing here? Yeah, to save them from a man that you got pregnant by. You feel like that was the right thing to do to kill him. Not trying to get him help, not trying to get him out of danger, not anything like that. You just felt the need to kill them because you felt like this man was human trafficking the children. Doesn't make any sense. I don't know who buys that. Maybe some people do buy that. I don't know. Y'all tell me if you buy that or not. But it doesn't make any damn sense to me. All right. You don't call for no help or anything. Everybody else calling help, but you calling help. And this your best excuse is you thought the man was human trafficking the children, so you thought the best thing was to kill him. Wow. Again, no accountability. It's all this man's fault, you know. But it's mighty funny, you know, she never mentioned, at least I guess in here, if I'm not mistaken, she didn't say nothing about the custody battle they're having, you know, but maybe she will say something about it. Let me listen.
Last month, the children's father asked a court to require Carrillo to undergo a mental health evaluation. He also told the LA Times he tried to get help for Carrillo from child protective authorities, but added they did not immediately get involved. The father was supposed to see the children Sunday, but the day before, authorities say the children's grandmother discovered the bodies of 3-year-old Joanna, 2-year-old Terry, and 6-month-old Sierra at this apartment in Reseda. Bakersfield prosecutors say later in the day, Carrillo's car broke down as she drove through Kern County. When a Good Samaritan stopped to help, she allegedly stole his car.
I tried getting to the top of a cliff so I can drive myself off and die.
But before she could carry that out, she was arrested a couple hours later in Tulare County. Do you regret your actions?
Wow.
I wish my kids were alive, yes.
You know, let me say something real quick. This woman just up there said she wished her kids was alive, but you just said that you killed them because you thought this man was trying to sex traffic your children. Now you saying you wish they was alive. You know, I don't know what the fuck is wrong with this woman other than maybe she do have some mental issues. But the question I would have to ask again is to Mr. Eric, did you know this woman had these mental issues before you got her pregnant? Not only you got her pregnant once, but you got her pregnant 3 times in total. So did you knew this woman was crazy before you got her pregnant? Okay, so here's the thing. You had common sense to get out of town when you killed the children. You had common knowledge to hijack somebody of their car. And you had common knowledge to know to try to kill yourself because of what you did. But you didn't have common knowledge to know to try to get help to save your kids because you thought Mr. Eric was sex trafficking y'all children. Okay. All right. Yeah. That makes a whole lot of sense. I can't stand motherfuckers like these. I can't. And then look like you got that little smirk on your face. I can't stand these motherfuckers. Why they even getting an interview? I mean,
Do I wish that I didn't have to do that? Yes, but I prefer them not being tortured and
then on top of that, I think the motherfucker said she pleaded not guilty.
abused on a regular basis for the rest of their life.
Now, for the rest of her life, she has accepted she will likely spend it behind bars.
I know that I'm going to be in jail for the rest of my life. That's something that I've come to terms with.
As she comes to terms with that, she says she's also come to terms knowing she will never see her children again. What was your final message to your children?
Any dumbass would know they kill their children, they're not going to see them again. Come on, man.
I love you, and I'm sorry.
Liliana Carrillo has not formally been charged in the murder of her 3 children in Los Angeles. Now, during the interview, she said she has suffered from anxiety, depression, and PTSD throughout much of her life, but was not under the influence of any drugs or alcohol at the time of the killings. She says she tried to seek some sort of help and saw a therapist at times, but her greater attempts to get help were overall unsuccessful. In studio, Eytan Wallace, 17 News.
You know what? Some people probably buy that shit that she was saying. I don't know. You know, I know a lot of y'all people. Y'all don't like to judge. Y'all like to give people passes. I don't know, but even the people who don't like to judge and give passes, I understand. But even you got to know when you hear a bullshit story. All right, even you got to know when you hear it. We gonna let's get the real out here. This woman, Sundance writer, exactly. This woman didn't believe this man was sex trafficking these children. What it was, this was a custody battle, and from my understanding, custody battles are never sweet. Okay, I guess I can understand that part. They are never sweet, and we hear a lot of stories that, and it's always when the fathers is trying to get the children for some reason. That's when women do the dirty deeds to the children. Amen. It's always when the father trying to fight for him, but I guarantee if this man was not trying to fight for his children, these children will be alive right now. Now, if it's possible I can get an interview with Eric, man, I would love to have him on the show, and so he can give me in depth of what the relationship was like between them two. And one of my questions would be to him again. Did you know this woman was nuts when you was fucking her? Did you know that? All right. Cause I know a lot of us men, we get blinded by our fat ass. We get blinded by the cute face. I get it. I'd have been there too. We don't ever think about how crazy a motherfucker is till after the fact. Right? So again, I want to know that Eric knew this motherfucker was nuts before he got her pregnant. And not only was he trying to get her help, her family was trying to get her help. I don't believe her when she says she tried to get herself help. I don't believe it. I believe she's lying when she say that. I don't believe she's trying to get herself help. All right? I believe she refused everything just to be a bitter ass woman. That's what I believe. All right. What up, soldier girl? I see you in the building. Hey, Miss Tara, how you doing? Sherry in the building. What's going on? Who I miss up here? I think I see my man Mike up here. Did I see Mike up here? Yeah, I think I did see I am. My man Mike. Sophia, what's going on? I see you in the building. Hey, Brit Spice of Life, what's going on? There you go. What up, Mike? I see you in the building. Sweet Tea, where you been, chick? Miss NYC, the Big Apple, what's going on? King Guys, what's going on, brother? Young brother, be sitting up here listening to me talk about these crazy ass stories, man. Hey, young brother, and I say this to you because I think you say you in Nashville or Knoxville. I hope you take a lot of stuff that I talk about, man, and take heed to it by you being a young man. I think you just got out of high school or you may be in your last year. I don't know. But I hope you take heed to a lot of stuff that I say, and not just me or any other YouTubers that you watch that do this. And you being a young man, I hope you take all this stuff in and soak it in, man. And please don't make the mistakes that a lot of these people that we talk about. Hopefully you can take the stuff that we do and learn from it. And don't do none of this fuck shit that's going on. All right? Anybody who you watch, they may do this, they may talk about the news. This the message I want to push to the young generation. Please, I want y'all to do better. I don't want y'all to do the same thing. All right? Please don't. Because you see what happens. Either you're going to be behind bars or you're going to be 6 feet under. And you know you get 6 feet under, you ain't coming back. But behind the bars, you may have a chance of coming back, depending on what you have done. So I say this to you, young man. Please. I'd have been here. I can't say I've been here and done that. I'm only 41 years old. So however long I'm still on this earth breathing, I'm still learning. But you, as a young generation that we are leaving behind, we want you, young man and young ladies, to do so much better than the people that we talking about. Amen, y'all. Amen. I want you young generation to do so much better than the people that we talk about. All right? Anybody who I had dealt with who had children in the past or in the present, and who may be watching any of my stuff, this is the message I want to push to the young generation. Please do better. Please be better. Don't make the same mistakes that we made. All right? Please don't make the same mistakes. So amen to that. Amen. All right. All right. We got 26 in the building. We got 27 likes. Appreciate it. Appreciate it. If we can get some more, give me up to 30. I sure appreciate it. I sure appreciate it. I want to play this back in. I'm trying to catch that guy.
To 17's Eytan Wallace. Eytan is here now with more on her admission. Eytan?
Tammy, I spoke to Liliana Carrillo for nearly half an hour today, and she said...
I'm trying to get his name. I'm trying to see if I can find him on Twitter. Maybe he got the whole interview on Twitter. So let me see if I can get to Twitter and find his name on there. And maybe he got the whole thing on there. So cause I want to hear the whole thing. I don't just want to hear no clips. I want to hear the whole thing. All right, let's see if I can find him. There you go. He's right there. Does he have the interview? It's here, but is it the whole thing? No, I think it just took me back to where we was at first. Damn, man, I want to hear that whole thing. Hold on, let me see if I can work with it. Work with y'all while I'm still here right now. Cause I want to hear the whole thing. Hey, John.
Hey.
Hey. Oh, crap. Oh, yeah, give me a minute, let this ad get through playing, and so we'll see what happens. Terry, oh, please, can you get the link and email it to me? Miss Terry, I think you have my email. Can you copy that link on Facebook and give it to me? If you can, we love you long time. Spirit Sick, I was on the new website. I was playing it at first, but the audio was real low. But I'll see what I can do.
Once again, I'm Eytan Wallace, Kget in Telemundo.
Yeah, see, that's the same one. It's real low. It's real low. It's got to be another version on Twitter somewhere. It's got to be another one. But Miss Terry, if you listening, to go on my email. If you could copy that link to that Facebook, to that interview, please send it to me. Let me see what this is. Oh, wait. We may got it. Hold on. I may got it. Hold on.
The world is not giving.
Another ad. Hold on. Okay, I found another news site. They got it. We're going to see what it sounds like on here. Thank you, Terry.
What happened to your 3 children in Reseda?
I drowned them.
Fuck.
Why?
Okay, this is only a minute right
Because
here.
Eric and his friends had basically told me.
Oh, Jesus Christ. But I'll let you hear what she said on this part, though.
Throughout my relationship,
Your 3 children in Reseda. What happened to your 3 children in Reseda?
Y'all heard it. He said, what happened to your 3 children in Reseda? Look what this fool said.
I drowned them
Why?
because Eric and his friends had basically told me throughout my relationship, like, what would happen, you know, and everything was happening just as they were saying it. And so I wasn't about to hand my children off to be further abused.
To be clear, did you kill your children?
I did.
Why?
So I didn't want them to be further abused.
Do you regret your actions?
I wish my kids were alive, yes. Do I wish that I didn't have to do that? Yes, but I prefer them not.
All right, you say check my email. Okay, hold on. Okay, Miss Terry sent it to me. Let's see how the audio sounds. Please let it be better audio. Nah, just keep taking me back to the same one. So this audio ain't no different. Oh, crap. And there's no way for me to enhance the audio either. Yeah, Miss Terry, take me back to the same website, and I know somebody got it somewhere, but the audio, for some reason, audio is real low on this one, real low. Let me check one more thing. Let me see. Is this the fool interview? Nope, it's not. Crap. Look like Kget is the only one that got it. And unfortunately, it's not gonna do us any good because I can hear it with the headphones, but y'all can't hear it because it's so fucking low. Unless, let me see. What can I do? I wonder, can I try this? Hold on. You see me another one?
We're the NBC affiliate in Bakersfield.
You see me another one, Miss Terry? Okay. You said this is office page, so let's try this.
The world is a noisy place.
Whoa,
People
whoa,
talk
whoa,
at
whoa,
each other and over each other, but nobody talks to each other.
Where this
I
come
want to
from?
change that. So every night, we're going to sit down with America's top newsmakers, and I'm going to show you what happens when we have a conversation.
I don't know where this come from. Where's that coming from? Okay. Okay, let me go back to what Miss Terry sent me. You said this is office page. Okay. So you went directly to his page and got a cool. Okay, let's see what comes up. All right, there go right there. Let's see how it sounds. Ah, crap. It's going back to the same news site. It's going back to the same news site. Well, now let me see what I can do to try to enhance the audio. I'm going to see what I can do. And if not, I guess we all get the gist of what happened. You know, it's not her fault. Blah, 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 blah. But let me see what I can do to try to enhance the audio. Maybe I could pull a rabbit out the hat. I know, Terry. Thank you, sweet. I know you did.
NBC affiliate in Bakersfield, just about 15 minutes south of here. Today I'm here to hear from you. You know what I mean? I want to hear from you. I want to hear your story. And so with that, Liliana, if it's okay, I can call you Liliana. Great.
Okay, let me know y'all can. Oh, crap. All right, let the ad pass and once this ad get through, I'm gonna see if y'all can hear it. Cause look like I might have to turn up everything so y'all make it hear it. I think the thing is y'all can hear him, but y'all probably can't hear her. But let's see. Let's see.
Eytan Wallace, Kget in Telemundo. We're the NBC affiliate in Bakersfield, just about 15 minutes south of here. Today I'm here to hear from you. You know what I mean? I want to hear from you. I want to hear your story. And so with that, Liliana, if it's okay, I can call you Liliana. Great. I want to get right away. Tell me about yourself. Tell the viewers, who are you? Just take us a little bit through who you are.
My name is Liliana Carrillo.
And Liliana, I'm sorry, may I ask one more question if it's okay? If you could just lower the mask like that. Do you feel comfortable doing that?
Can I do that?
6 feet away.
Can y'all hear this? I'm trying.
And would you mind spelling your full name?
It's Liliana, Liliana, Carrillo, Carrillo.
I done turned up everything, so can y'all hear it?
I was a mom up until recently. I've always been a person who's basically been for helping people. I used to travel California advocating against human trafficking. I've always been a social justice warrior.
What the hell?
Rights and human rights activist.
She said she was in human what? She used to be advocate for human trafficking or something like that. She just said, "What the fuck?" Okay, some of y'all say y'all can hear it. Okay, that's because I turned up everything. So hopefully y'all can hear it. I turned up everything. What y'all probably do is go get y'all some earphones. If y'all can't hear it still, go get your earphones. Any earphones should do. But I'll try to get commentary as she speak. All right. Let's go.
A lot of the things that are going on.
I want y'all to hear this fool.
And Liliana, I'm sorry, may I ask one more question if it's okay? If you could just lower the mask like that. Do you feel comfortable doing that?
Can I do that?
We're 6 feet away from each other, I think. We're good. And would you mind spelling your full name?
It's Liliana, Liliana, Carrillo, Carrillo.
Tell me about yourself.
Well, I was a mom up until recently.
Tell me about yourself. I was a mom until recently. Ah, shut the fuck up.
I've always been a person who's basically been for helping people. I used to travel California advocating against human trafficking. I've always been a social justice warrior, equal right.
She traveled California to advocate for human trafficking. Really? So now I hear this. This is why I want this interview, because I know it's a lot of stuff they're not playing. You used to advocate for human trafficking, so I'm assuming that's why you thought that he was trying to do this to your children. Come on now, really? I find it kind of hard to believe that she used to advocate for anything, you know, because how you going to advocate for something like that? Again, instead of help your children get them out of harm's way, you killed them. The shit doesn't make any sense. I think she just saying anything now to try to make herself look good. But then again, I don't know the woman. I never lived with the woman. Maybe at one point in time she did advocate for it. I don't know.
Rights and human rights activist. I've always been very about basically a lot of the things that are going on in the world, and I had a very challenging upbringing. My mom, she's a great person. She's actually been the most supportive person throughout this entire situation. She's been there for me, even though I've been an ungrateful daughter. But she was, you know, she was a tough mom, and a sensitive person, and I didn't agree with like a lot of things, and so we never really like, you know, met eye to eye all the time, and so I'm a Taurus, and so
Right, spirit seeker, exactly.
I actually removed myself from my family at a very young age as a result of basically like disagreeing with a lot of things, and as a result I found myself where I am now, I guess, in the long run. I met the father of my kids when my grandmother her health was failing, and I was not talking to my family at that time, and he knew that when we met. I was his Uber driver. We had like about a 45-minute drive. We talked about our lives. He told me about like his failing relationship. I told him about my failing relationships, and like basically.
Yeah, I wonder why your relationship failed. I'm really curious about that. You say y'all talked about that. But I saw earlier somebody asked where did this happen at. It didn't happen in Bakersfield. It actually started in Reseda, and she got caught in Bakersfield. That's what happened.
How alone I was, and he asked me a lot of questions about like the work I had done, and well, the reason that I'm doing this interview is because I believe that my children were already groomed, and I was.
Oh God.
And I think I was targeted because of the work that I had done, and I was a very impactful communicator and leader, and so I think that basically he took advantage of me being in a very sad place, and
Lord.
my children were showing
Lord.
grooming, and my daughter was vocalizing that she was hurting down below, and it wasn't the first time, and I went through every avenue.
So according to her, what she just said right there, that she said she felt Eric took advantage of her at her lowest point. Then if we're gonna go by what she said, then Eric knew she was fucked up in the mind when he met her. According to her now.
I should have as a parent. I provided video documentation. I spoke with CPS. I spoke with social workers. I did everything that I could to try and get help for my children, and they were just gonna hand them off to the dad. And I would like to seek. Right now, I don't have an attorney. If someone who specializes in human trafficking, or maybe the United Nations, would offer their help, that would be very helpful. Go ahead.
And you mentioned your children were being groomed. Can you what do you mean by groomed?
Well, my daughter and my son, when we were at the playground, I never thought that their dad was a part of it until it was too late. But every time I would notice, like, you know, certain behavior, I would bring it to his attention, and he would be like, no, you're not, you know, you're not seeing what you think you're seeing, or you're not hearing that right, or, you know, that's just what kids do. Like, he always had some kind of reason, and he knows that I'm a rational person, so he would use, like, you know, something rational to kind of, like, settle me down or whatnot. But when they were at the park, they would intentionally hurt themselves. My daughter tried to, like, she grabbed my face and she tried to open my mouth with her mouth and stick her tongue inside my mouth.
Whoa.
My
Whoa.
daughter had told me when my son was like 7.5.
She said her daughter will open her mouth, and I guess put her mouth to hers and try to put her tongue up in it. Whoa, now that's odd. Wow.
That as I was diaper changing her, that it hurt down there, and she speaks English, she understands Spanish, and she also communicates in sign language. So my daughter, even though she wasn't speaking like the way that a normal single language child would speak, she's very confident. She was very smart. She told me that.
And yet you killed her. Your child was all there. And have y'all ever thought about that? You know, when it comes to children, anybody that when we pass away, they got everything nice to say. Everything nice to say. We was the sweetest person. We'll give you the shirt off our back, you know, and this, that, and the third, you know. But a lot of us don't get that same treatment from the same people when we are alive. I don't get that, you know, and especially with children. If this young girl was all this and that and a third, she was the best in the world to you, which a child should be to the mom, then why would you take that away from her by taking her life away? I don't understand it. This is bullshit.
It was because of her dad, and at first I didn't think, I thought maybe she was too young, you know, she didn't know what she was talking about. But then she said it again recently, and then the judge had given us joint custody, and so they went with him for a week, and when they came back, when I diaper changed my daughter, and I even put the camera recorder on just to be safe, and as I was diaper changing her, she was squirming away, and she was making her face like if she was in pain, she was saying ow, and this time my son was saying ow too, and then when I video called the dad, because we had to video call when one of us had custody, it was an option we had, he made a comment that the more I pushed, the more it would hurt, basically telling me that like the more I pursued trying to get help for my kids, that the more they would be injured.
That's what the father told you.
Trifling.
Yeah, but he makes comments in like subtle like innuendos, you know.
Who is the father?
Eric Denton.
And
I filed a police report in LA County. I went to CPS, I went to social workers. He called the police, and his friends, him and his friends have made comments to me throughout the relationship, basically trying to intimidate me. But I never thought that like he would be involved. But I know that there's other kids that are in danger, and I don't understand why there's not an investigation.
But lady, you got pregnant by him 3 times though. What the fuck? So when did he supposed to have did this all of a sudden? And that's a question too. When did he supposed to have did this all of a sudden? You know, making threats to you. The kids talk about they hurting their private parts, this, that, and third. For a woman who got pregnant by the man 3 damn times. So when did all this occur? You know? And let's just say if this is true, you know, how long did you allow this to happen or for them to complain or whatever before you actually said something? Now, again, in previous news articles I've done on this story, the kids never said that she tried to get herself help. They said that they tried to get her help, not she tried to get help for herself. According to your family, ma'am, you did not help or didn't try to go get it, or you went there very rarely. So this is bullshit. You channeling your energies off on this man, trying to make it seem like he's just the worst father in the world, but yet you got pregnant by him 3 damn times. What the hell?
Investigation going into them.
Liliana, what happened to your
Hey, Tracy.
in Reseda?
I drowned him
Why?
because Eric and his friends had basically told me throughout my relationship like what would happen, you know, and everything was happening just as they were saying it. And so I wasn't about to hand my children out to be further abused.
To be clear, did you kill your children?
I did.
Why?
So trifling. She's so trifling. Mm.
I don't want them to be abused.
Excuse me.
I promised them when they were born that I was going to protect them, and I already saw what was happening. I already knew what was going on, and I knew what was going to continue to happen. And Eric and his friends have told me throughout my relationship with him that where he moved us to, I was surrounded by him and his friends, and they have made comments to me about how it's a small town and everybody knows each other and how they all protect each other.
Do you regret your actions?
I wish my kids were alive, yes.
That's not what he asked you. He said, do you regret your actions? He asked you. You know, pretty much sure you say, yeah, you regret your actions, then what you said now, you know, I guess common sense would have told him, well, you wish your kids were still alive. But the man asked you, did you regret what you did?
Do I wish that I didn't have to do that? Yes, but
Did I wish I didn't have to do that? No, you didn't have to do that, period. You did it because you selfish. That's why. You sit up here lying.
I prefer them not being tortured and abused on a regular basis for the rest of their life.
Do you believe your children were physically harmed?
Yes.
To add to that, do you believe your children were physically harmed when you say you drowned them?
No. I did it as softly, or I don't know how to explain it, but I hugged them and I kissed them and I was apologizing the whole time. I love my kids. I was there every day. My first two kids were born and went straight into NICU, and I promised I would protect them.
What were your children's name?
Joanna Maria and Terry Joseph and Sierra Sequoia.
How old?
Carrillo.
My apologies for that interruption. Would you mind saying one more time, what were your children's names?
Joanna Maria, Terry Joseph, and Sierra Sequoia.
And how old were they?
Joanna was 3 years, going on 4. Terry was 2.5 years. Sierra was 5 months old. She had just turned, I believe, 3 years. Joanna.
Is there anything in your mind that says, I heard what you said about why you said you did this, but is there anything in your mind that says, I murdered them?
I know what I did. And yes, obviously, I killed my children. You know, it's horrible, and I hate it, and I hate myself for it. But like I said, I wasn't about to hand them off to be
But you pleaded not guilty, though. How you?
Continuously tortured and abused.
If I asked the father of these children about what happened, what would he say?
Well, of course he's going to deny it. I mean, when I kept approaching him about all these observations that I would make, and he would deny them, or he would dismiss them, or he would tell me like, no, you're not seeing what you think you're seeing. I learned too late that he's a liar and a sociopath.
Can you see how some people out there might say, I might ask you, how could you do this? How could you murder your own children?
Oh, God.
I can see how some people would question that. I have a hard time with it myself.
Your sister Anna described you as a loving mother who cared about her children so much.
I do. I love my kids. Like I said, I wish that this didn't have to be the case, but I wasn't going to allow that.
Somebody explain to me, how can you do that? You could turn on the water faucet in your eyes and turn it off just like that. You did it in the beginning, turn on the water faucet in your eyes, you shut it off, you was able to do the interview. You're doing a good job in lying. You know, I don't believe nothing that she really saying, but it could be a possibility that maybe some of that may be possible. I don't believe it. I don't believe it at all, you know. You was doing fine until now. Now you turning on the water faucet again. So somebody please explain to me, how can I cry on a drop of a dime, and maybe I can start getting sympathy like these folks do. All right, because apparently it must be working for her. All right. Now her sister says she's a loving mother. She at one point in time maybe she was, but until when? Until when? Before the custody battle, during, or after? That's what I want to know. And I would love to talk to y'all too. Y'all see this?
Promise to protect them from everything that would come their way. And I knew exactly the situation we were in. Like I said, they had told me exactly what would happen. And everything was happening just as they had said. And I was not going to allow my children to be abused anymore.
You weren't going to allow your children to be abused. Okay, I get that. But you ain't making no better, so you allowed them to be killed. All right? This doesn't make any sense. This is another reason why I don't believe you. You won't allow them to be abused, all right? But you allowed them to be drowned by the hands of you. Come on, woman. Who the fuck you think you... Well, you ain't talking to me. You talking to them, so... I don't know.
I promised to protect them, and that's what I did. I'm sorry that they're not here. That's something that I know that I've come to terms with, I've accepted, but I know that they're not going to be hurt anymore, and that's all that matters to me. And I'm hoping that, you know, Porterville is a small town, but I'm hoping that more people will come forward because I know we're not the only ones.
Expand on why you're bringing up Porterville. It's north of Kern County, Highway 6.
Thank you, Heather Cox. Heather Cox said she days it. I guess you're trying to say she does it herself. I wasn't about to hand them over to him, but the custody order, she said, was shared custody 50-50, so you weren't handing them over. Thank you. You was not. You were not handing them over. He had just as much as right to them as you did, but again, because you were bitter, you're selfish. You killed the kid because you didn't want this man to get them. That's all it is to it. But of course you're not going to say that in the interview. You're going to be just like that lady Cynthia Baker, what she did to Rika Roundtree. You're going to try to prolong this as much as you can until you finally get your just desserts. All right? But I get it. You got to make yourself look good. You got to get that grand finale. All right? Before they throw everything at you. You know, this is insane. This is insane, you know? Wow.
65, why are you bringing that up?
Because he moved us out there for a reason. That's where all his connections are. That's where, like I said, I'm hoping to get somebody who specializes in human trafficking to represent me because that's exactly what was going on. We were being groomed, and there was a Sequoia Family Medical Center is complicit in it. I told the pediatrician when I went to go request the medical records for the visit when I brought my daughter in for what was going on. They just so happened to not have.
Let me ask a question. Do y'all, they say, if I'm saying this right, Lady D, I know, and probably some of y'all know about the Bible, but I know sometimes when I do shows and somebody say a script or something, you come out with the verse or whatnot. Is the saying goes, jealousy is green with envy, or jealousy is envy or some shit like that? And the reason I'm asking that is, how many of y'all believe she did this out of jealousy too? Because she saw how the children act with him. She didn't like that. But with her, that's when they screaming about their hurt and all this shit. But with him, he never got their reaction. They was happy to be around him versus being around her. Not saying that they didn't like their mom, but they probably seen the shit that she probably was going through. And they felt uncomfortable. So how many of y'all think she was jealous of the relationship he had with the children?
That visit in the records, it wasn't until I had to go and tell them that I wanted the forms and the notes from that specific visit that they actually brought them out.
I want to respectfully ask, just you say he was moving us out there, although
The father of my kids.
He was moving you out to Porterville?
He moved us to his friend's house, and then he was going to move us again to his cousin's house in Washington.
So what happened? So why were you in Reseda? What was in Reseda?
I left when I realized what was going on. I left to go be with my family, where I was safer.
So you were in a custody battle with the father of these three children and he was in Porterville at the time, and you were in Reseda. Do I understand that right?
And that's because of me telling him what my daughter had told me.
See, this is what I'm talking about when I talk about the water faucet in the eye. Look how she straightened up. You can hear her real clear. Any question he asking, that voice going out now. But you know what? You turn that shit on the heartbeat like this. So goddamn, somebody need to teach me how to do that. Seriously, somebody need to teach me how to do that so I can start getting sympathy, like people like her get. Cause a lot of people still give people like this sympathy, even though they did the unthinkable. All they gotta do is shed a few tears, and the people still show them sympathy. I don't understand that. So if anybody can teach me how to cry on the drop of a dime, please do. Please do. I would love to have this same sympathy that this motherfucker have. Well, yes, some people probably still give her sympathy right now, but let's continue.
I want to chat about Porterville and Highway 65 in just a moment. I want to respectfully ask you, have you ever been diagnosed with a mental health condition?
Just depression and anxiety and PTSD. Well, I don't know if it was diagnosed, but the therapist I was seeing said that she didn't have that in her notes, and when I brought it up to her, she put it down.
Has medication ever been prescribed for you?
No, I used to smoke marijuana, but I didn't use any pills or anything like that.
So were you taking any medication up until your children died?
No, I stopped smoking marijuana in February.
You were completely sober when your children died?
Yes.
What do you want people to know?
So by her own words, she was completely sober when her children died. Listen to that. She was completely sober when her children died, so means she had the knowledge to know what was really going on, you know. So it's almost like she snitching on herself in this interview, you know, when she could have went along and said, yeah, I was taking medicine, you know, and he probably could be like, you know, where she probably fucked up in the mind. Not saying that he believed her, but I guess somebody would have gave her a pass for that because maybe she was taking many medications, because I do say in my streams a lot, medication a lot of times does not make you better. It makes you worse. Amen. But that's not what she said. She just said herself she was completely sober before these children passed. So she had knowledge of what was going on. Just like now she got knowledge to try to put everything on the dad. On the dad, you know. I don't believe the dad did all this what she claimed this man did. I don't believe not one single cent of it. But you know, people do have different masks now. You know, I don't know the man, so maybe he do got a demon side. I don't know. But I don't believe that's why you did this, because you thought this man was involved in sex trafficking. Because that was the case, like you said earlier, you got the fuck out of Dodge. You would have went to Reseda with your family, and your family probably would have helped you stay away from that man. But for what your family is saying or not saying, they not saying nothing bad about the man. So which even hurts your story worse, you know? But unless that he did an interview, I don't know. But if he was doing all that, you said you went to Reseda to go be with your family. That was your opportunity. Get your kids, take your kids with you, get them out of harm's way, let your family protect you, and you do what you need to do to get them the hell away from them kids. So I don't believe it. I don't. Let's go.
How about you?
That I love my kids. I worked very hard. I was a committed and devoted mom. I was by their side from the moment they were born. I was, like I said, they were born, 2 of them were born in NICU. I was there every day, sometimes up to 3 times a day. Up until they were released, I was by my children's side from the moment that they were born. The father was not very helpful. When he was helpful, it was only because I would ask him to be helpful via text message, and then he basically would push me to my brink. I think he had this planned from the very beginning.
When did you and the father of the children stop living together and become into this custody dispute?
When I found out what was going on and I brought it to his attention, I told him I no longer felt safe living with him and that I was going to leave.
Right, but if I may ask, what year was it? How many children did you have at that point?
It was in February.
So she said when she didn't feel safe with him anymore, you know, this, that, and third. Okay, here's what I think was going on with that. I don't believe that either, what she said, but, you know, whatever. I believe what happened in this part of the interview, what she's saying, I believe he didn't want to be with her no more. That's what I think. He didn't want to be with her no more. So she struck up all this bullshit and got all this bullshit going. I don't believe this shit that she said she didn't feel comfortable around this man because, again, you got pregnant by the man 3 damn times. So when did you start feeling safe around him? So you were safe around open up your legs and fucking him. All right, cool. But after 3 children, all of a sudden, just out the blue, you feel unsafe around the man. No, I think what it was, the man tried to deal with you. He probably couldn't deal with the shit no more. He tried to get you help. You refused help. He tried to get his kids. You made it difficult for him to get his children. All right? And when he just said, fuck it, I don't want to be with you anymore, I'm going to try to get my children. That's when you started all this chaos because he didn't want to be with you anymore. That's what I believe what happened.
In 2021, we had our 3 kids.
So very recently. And
Because I never thought that he was involved. I never thought that he knew what was going on and something was going on. I didn't realize the extent of the situation until I had complete faith and trust in him because he was the father of my kids. You know, he played me very well.
Oh, cut it out. Cut it out.
That you became mentally distressed. Your response to that, and may I follow up with, do you need help?
Well, I was not at that time. Now, obviously, I'm going to need help, yes, because of what I've done. It's not something somebody just copes with easily. You know, that I seek therapy. I seek a therapist when I
bet you do not seek therapy and bet you need help. I bet you will say that now.
find myself in times of duress, like when I went through postpartum, I went to go seek therapy. I've dealt with depression and anxiety and PTSD my whole life, since I was a child, and I've had a successful academic career. I've had a successful career in general. I've always been a person who has looked towards the positive and towards the future, and then put my best foot forward despite the circumstances. And I was in college. Technically I'm still in college. I was taking statistics and physics, and I was already in school for quite some time, and I was acing those classes. So whatever it is that he wants to say about my mental wellness is just his reaction and response to basically getting caught. Of course he's gonna say I'm crazy, but I'm not crazy.
What the fuck?
My portfolio, my school portfolio, you can read the paper.
Of course he gonna say I'm crazy, but I'm not crazy. What the fuck? And need I say more on that one? What the fuck? Anybody kill their own children, I think they crazy. And that's that too. You know, you say you ain't crazy, but you clearly not guilty. And I guaranteed you're gonna try to use that mental state. So meaning, it's in urban terms, bitch, you is crazy. You know, you crazy as fuck. What the hell? So you mean to tell me if I had children, or the child I adopted, or the children who I've been around in my dating life or whatnot, so if I turn around and kid they children, people gonna still look at me as I'm the same person? Lady, you lost your motherfucking mind. Yeah, you nuts. You nuts.
That I wrote, you could see my grades that I got. I'm not crazy. I was speaking up for my children.
Oh shit, we got some more people here. What up, Lisa? Hey, AP, what's going on? Good day, Tina Powell going on. Heather Cox was going on. I don't know if I spoke to you earlier. I missed a few more people. I keep seeing somebody talking about some Mandy. Who is Mandy? Jen, hey, sweetie, what's going on, babe? Did I see Gypsy Girl? I thought I saw her earlier. What up, Gypsy Girl? Everybody, thank y'all for joining me. Get that. Oh, y'all got me up to 40. Appreciate it. Shit, let's get up to 45 now. Y'all like this commentary. Lady D, you never answered my question about the jealousy thing. Does it say jealousy is green with envy, or or anybody who can tell me that how that saying goes? Jealousy is envy, or jealousy is green with envy? How that shit says? Let's continue.
And you said he was afraid of getting caught. Can you explain what's he afraid of getting caught?
Exactly. What was he gonna be afraid of getting caught with? And her response is,
basically, not just what he's involved in with my kids, but with him and his friends, who have often told me that they're real OGs, are involved in. And like I said, I think it's human trafficking. I believe that there are other kids that are in danger. There's 3 girls.
Oh,
Scarlett,
God, really?
Reseda, who I don't even think those are the real names now, but I think they're in danger as well.
You believe your children were in danger of being trafficked?
Yes. I think they were already being abused, if not by the dad or solely, then by his friends as well.
Take me through Saturday morning. Just take me through.
I don't want to pet them. I don't want to right now.
Okay.
You don't
fair
want-
enough. Move on. Can you please take me through, we're in Kern County now. I was in the courtroom yesterday as you pleaded not guilty
Okay,
to felonies regarding.
Terry said green with envy. Okay, so that is how they say it. Jealousy is green with envy. That's how they say it. Okay, gotcha.
Carjacking. Why did you come up to Kern County? What was your final destination?
I've been transported around. Or what do you mean? Oh, well, I tried to drive myself off a cliff.
Talking about Saturday.
Yes, I tried to kill myself so I can be with my kids, and it didn't work, and there were a lot of inadvertent.
If you want to be with your kid and drown yourself, then why you got to go hijack somebody and go throw yourself off a cliff where probably some water at? Just drown yourself. This woman is selfish. She's selfish as fuck.
Car accidents along the way because of blood loss, I'm assuming, where I passed out, and that unfortunately didn't do anything, and so I tried getting to the top of a cliff so I could drive myself off and die.
In the process, did you attempt to carjack or carjack anybody in Kern County?
In the process, my car got stuck in a ditch, and so I did want to basically kill myself, so I intended on getting it done.
And doing so on Highway 65, did anybody?
Or you could have got you a pistol off yourself if you were trying to die. This woman full of shit. I don't know about y'all. This woman full of shit. She full of it.
Try to help you, or?
Yeah,
And what did you say to those person or people?
I didn't want to help.
And you took their vehicles?
I did.
I want to go back to your children. You think about them now, nearly a week after they have departed our earth. How are you going to remember them?
Like my beautiful children who I used to play with, and they used to smile and laugh and hug me.
Oh my God. Oh my God.
I'm asking my family to send me photos as soon as I can receive them.
Send you photos? Are you fucking insane?
What's your favorite memory of you and your children?
Just holding them, either at the park, when they would run around and play in the sprinklers, and then they would come to me, my son. My son would often hug me just randomly. Just holding my kids, giving them kisses, holding them, just literally just holding them.
Do you regret any part of what
I
you
regret meeting the father of their kids. I regret accepting to go out with them. If I hadn't done that, I wouldn't have had my kids and I wouldn't be in this situation.
Oh Lord, here go the water faucet again. Jesus Christ.
But you do not regret what you just told me. You do not regret murdering your children.
It's not the same thing. Obviously, I wish I didn't have to, but I'm glad that they're not going to suffer. They're not going to be continuously harmed.
Oh God.
Why did you decide to speak today?
Because I want someone to
Yeah, why did you decide to speak today? You should.
actually investigate the matter. There's, like I said, there's more kids who are at risk. It's not just my kids. Yes, I was able to take my
Ain't nobody kids at risk, you dumb son of a bitch. Ain't nobody kids at risk, all right? All right, ain't nobody kids at risk, because, oh, Lord.
kids out of that
Yeah, they at risk, they around you, yeah. They would have been at risk then.
situation, but there are more kids that are at risk. And I would like to have someone who's willing to actually look into the matter and help me with
God.
and has worked with human trafficking victims.
What was your final message to your children?
I mean, seriously, who believed this woman wasn't involved in helping people sex trafficking? I can't believe you or take you seriously after you sitting up here saying what you done did and this bullshit that you're saying. I find it hard to believe that you was involved helping people advocate for sex trafficking. Because if it was that bad, then you would have been doing it for your own children. Damn.
I love you, and I'm sorry.
Did they say anything?
How could I say it?
Once that happened, you came to Kern County, or you stayed there for a little bit?
Well, I tried to kill myself there first. It wasn't working.
I tried to kill myself first. It wasn't working. Man, get the fuck out of here, man.
To the top of the national forest and
Did you know at the time authorities were after you?
I assumed.
And if you could have, if your kids are looking down on you today, if you could say one message to them, what would it be?
That I love them and I'm sorry and I wish I was with them. And I wish this wasn't the case. I wish that they had had a better father. Someone who would actually protect them and not put them in danger. I did everything I could for them. I gave myself entirely for them. I spoke to everyone to try and get help. And like I said, it's a small town and I really do believe that what they were telling me is true. That
Y'all see this bitch? Did y'all just see that? I try to get here. But yeah, you know what I'm saying? Did y'all see that shit?
I'll take care of each other. There's something entirely for them. I spoke to everyone to try and get help. And like I said, it's a small town and I really do believe that what they were
Y'all see that shit?
I'll take care of each other. There's something going on there. And I know who would actually protect them and not put them in danger. I did everything I could for them. I gave myself entirely for them. I spoke to everyone to try and get help. And like I said, it's a small town and I really do believe that what they were telling me is true, that I'll take it.
Did y'all see how she just went from that right there and snapped that up just like that? What the fuck?
Care of each other. There's something going on there. And I know we're not the only victims.
Your siblings said you did seek help.
I did. I provided video documentation. I provided proof. I provided everything that they needed, and they kept listening to the dad. And
How can you do that? Somebody need to teach me how to do that.
I'm crazy. Why don't you guys actually listen to me, who I'm the one that's bringing it up?
How the fuck can you do that?
I'm the one that's showing you what's going on.
Your siblings said you did seek help and the system let you down. Your take.
Yes. And like I said,
Now we agree with that. I will agree with that. According to all the information I gathered, yes, the system did let her down, only in a sense because the father tried to get her help and her family tried to get her help. They refused to get her help. So on that right there, that's probably the only thing I would agree with at this whole interview. What he said, yes, I believe the system did fail her, but more so failed them children. I will agree with that.
there's something going on in Porterville needs to be investigated.
You think specifically Porterville is referring to what you described as human trafficking there?
Yes, there's a community there.
Did you reach out?
I reached out to the human trafficking hotline, yes, and that also hurt me with CPS. It seems like every step that I did, CPS was more adamant to take the kids away from me.
Before you...
And I want y'all to see something too. I don't know if the cameraman did this on purpose. You did all that crying and that same teardrop been right there since the whole interview. Ain't shit came down your eye. That same teardrop been right there. Ain't fell, ain't went nowhere. It just been right there, goddammit.
Hmm. Did you have any reservations in your mind?
Yes, I didn't want to do it. But everything was happening just as Eric and his friends had told me it would happen. So, like I said, I wasn't going to just hand my kids over to be abused for the rest of their lives and transformed or formed into another trafficker.
What was the custody agreement that you were very nervous about?
It was joint custody at that time, but Eric had told me that he was going to have me locked up in a mental ward and I was never going to see my kids again. And that's exactly the road we were going down. And there was no reason for it because I know what I did was wrong, but I mean, I was fine. I was doing well up until I figured out what was going on.
He says he expressed concern in the weeks, months leading up to.
Then why did he leave me alone with the kids all the time? He constantly left me alone with the kids. He constantly was drinking with his friends, constantly.
Because 9 times out of 10, when he did try to get the children, you made it difficult for him to get it. That's probably why. If you tell the truth about what you said, 9 times out of 10, you made it difficult for him to get to them children. So, I mean, what more can a man do? If you are refusing him to see the children, you know, he's not, I mean, what more can he do? Seriously, what more can he do? You know, because the thing is, he don't want to put his children in harm's way. So you being an asshole and not letting him see his children is only so much fight he got up in him. All right? Because I'm pretty much sure if he would have did something he ain't no business doing, like bombarded into the house and like that, you would have called the police, he would have got arrested. So, okay, so I say this, you know, according to what you're saying, if it's true what you're saying, you refused him. That's it. Ain't probably not much he can do.
He was going out to play frisbee with his friends. Whenever I did tell him that I was feeling low, he would leave me alone with the kids. So if he had concerns, why would he leave me alone with the kids?
What have your siblings and your mother said to you?
That they don't understand why I've done what I've done.
Exactly. Nobody understand why. So you can sit up here and cry all you want to, say all this stupid shit that you want to, but it's never understandable, and you do not have a straight up answer as to why you did it.
But they're going to be as supportive as they can to be there for me. Do I believe that they're in danger? Yes. So I kind of don't want them to be involved too much because I don't want to put them in further danger. Eric knows everyone that I know. My phone was hacked into, my Facebook was deactivated.
Oh Lord. Oh Lord.
And he knows where my family lives, he knows who my family is, he knows who my close friends are. So
but none of your family members, anybody said that he ever tried to reach out to him to do anything. Unless there's a lady interview coming up, they never said he did anything awful. They only talking about you. Nobody who they talked to in the news clip ever said anything negative about that man. They talking about you. You needed help, not him. You. So, wow.
I'm concerned for a lot of people's safety.
I want to give you one last opportunity to share some final thoughts here at the Kern County Jail Lerdo facility. You're here now. Take me through just what's going through your mind from everything that's happened in the last week. Some final thoughts.
Man, I wouldn't even ask her that. Fuck her. I don't want to know what's going through this motherfucking mind. It's obviously nuts. I wouldn't even ask her that.
I miss my kids. I think about them every day. I pray for them. I continuously apologize to them. I love them. I tell them I love them. I know what's to come. And I know that I'm going to be in jail for the rest of my life. That's something that I've come to terms with. And I don't know, the only unknown for me at this point that is what's going to happen going forward. But everything that happened up until now, I kind of had an idea because of what had been told to me. So this is the only unknown that we're going into, and the only thing that I do know is I'm probably going to be in jail for the rest of my life.
Spin, angles, agendas.
Wow. That's all I got to say is wow. How about that? How about that? Wow. Well, ladies and gentlemen, I was able to get the audio up so everybody can hear. Hopefully, a lot of y'all had at least a pair of headphones so you can hear everything like I did. Well, we all get the gist of what's going on here. We all get the gist of it wasn't her fault. It's the baby dad, you know, he just this horrible person. He did all this, he did all that, you know, which caused her to go into a depression state. So she did all this, she did all that. He's supposed to be allegedly molesting the children. You know, everything is on him. It's not her. Everything is on him. So he's the reason why all this happened. You know, all that yada yada, bada bing, bada boom, all that bullshit. You know, so again, I want to say to the young generation, to people who in the young category that listen to me, please take heed to a lot of stuff that I talk about and other content creators talk about, and listen. Because again, when we are gone, y'all gonna be our legacy, and we want y'all to do better than what we've done on this earth. All right, it's a motherfucker ridiculous what's going on in our era. It is a motherfucker ridiculous, and I want the young generation to see this stuff, especially you ladies, and be like, okay, you know what? I see this. I see what it's doing to people. You know, I don't want to be like this. I don't want to be behind bars. I like my freedom. You know, if I'm going to have the children, I want to have children with somebody who I know that's stable as well as I'm going to be stable. You know, things like that. You know, and if the shit does get rough, which you should know this before you get pregnant, that things are not easy when a child comes around. Things change when children come around. A lot of that shit you got to cut out now. Because I think it's sad that these young girls getting pregnant in school and they quit school. I think that's one of the saddest things out here in the world today. That the young girls get pregnant and quit school. All right? Which they shouldn't be fucking in the first place while they're in school. But however, you know, it happens. You know? I don't know what else to say. You know, I just, wow. You know, but again, I mean, please, y'all, open your ears and listen. Cause I could tell y'all, growing up, I was a knucklehead myself. Mom tried to tell me a lot of shit. I was smelling myself. Didn't want to fuck with my mom. Didn't want to hear what she had to say. I was like that too. I thought I was ready for the real world. But I'm telling y'all, y'all ain't ready for the real world yet. Y'all not ready for the real world yet. And I can honestly say that everything she tried to teach me, or try to tell me rather, so to say, it came into fruition. You know, we on your own. It's a whole totally different ball game. You can't rely on parents no more to take care of you or take care of your bills, you know, or pay for the roof over your head. It's time for you to pay for your own roof over your head. Even though you got some mothers, like somebody I know, that stayed with his mom his whole life. And this nigga older than me. I'm 41 years old. I think he's 43 or 44. They stayed with his mom his whole fucking life. And I don't know how the fuck you can do that. I don't know how the fuck you can do that. And a lot of us got this mind state is, if they don't say nothing, then I'm not going to say nothing. But here's the question though. Why do they got to say something? For you to better yourself. Why do anybody got to say something to you? That's one thing I can say I did learn from my mom. You know, why I got to wait till somebody say something to me. Get up and go get it. You have your freedom, but you got a lot of stuff that's going to come with it. And it's called your own. All right? You're going to feel the loss of stuff. You're going to feel the gain of stuff. All right. You're going to feel all that. You're going to see how it feels to lose a car. You're going to see how it feels to gain another right after that. Because you lose something, I mean you can't gain it back. A lot of times you get stuff back 20 times better. Amen. I know I have. There been a lot of times I'd be like, man, god damn, shit, how pay this? I ain't gonna have the money on this date, How many of y'all have made arrangements on a bill, but if you made arrangements on the bill, you be like, damn, I still don't think I'm gonna have the money on that day. But I'm not gonna say it's prideful that you don't ask somebody for help, but you be like, damn, I don't want to bother nobody, for help, So damn, what I'm gonna do? And somewhere out the blue, you end up having that money to pay that bill. How many of y'all been in this situation before? I know I have, plenty of times. I sat up here thought about paying on car note, like, man, I ain't gonna have that money for that car note, man. What the fuck I wanna do? I don't wanna be asking nobody for no money, so what I'm gonna do? And somewhere out the blue, I end up with that money paying that car note. What if I forgot it's a holiday, we get paid on a check, or I had some money in my account that I didn't even know that I had. And when your paycheck stuff come through, you got your money to pay your bills. How many of y'all have been through that? You be like, damn, where did this come from? I sure appreciate it. And I had it happen a few times too in my bank account. I had money that came on the spend. I'm like, where the fuck this money come from? But before I touch it, I call the bank. Hey, where did money come from? I don't remember putting it up in there. They look at it, say, hey, it look like it's legit to us, but I tell you what, give it a day or two. If it's still in there, shit, it's yours. Give it a day or two, still up in there. Oh shit, I got my money to pay my bill. Been there plenty of times. But I also would say this, when you do good by people, a lot of good stuff come to you. Amen. When you do good by people, a lot of good stuff comes to you. I would say that. When you do good by people, you're going to continue to get good stuff. But when you constantly doing fucked up shit that you got to come look over your shoulder, dark clouds going to follow you wherever you go. Preach. Dark clouds going to follow you wherever you go. When you constantly doing fuck shit. A lot of times it's a struggle, but at least you can say you did it. It's a struggle. But a lot of times you can say that you did it. And the same people who did you wrong, you can look at them and see them dark clouds over their head 24/7. Always in a fucked up state. Always needed something. They about to lose something. They about to be evicted. So they got to be constantly staying with everybody else. Because they can't get their own shit no more because you've done so much wrong shit. And we all had somebody in our life like that at once upon a time. And think about when you left them alone. Whatever happened between y'all don't fuck with each other no more. Look how better that it made you. And on that note, I'm Chris Thorns. Thank y'all for watching. I gotta get out of here. I got a movie to catch. And y'all take care of yourself and each other. And I'll catch y'all next time, all right? Peace.